Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beyond Compare Wrestling.
Thank you for joining us here tonight. We have closed out the chapter that was the Urban Warfare pay-per-view, and we are here to give you a few updates here tonight. We had Victor Payne continued his undefeated streak by choking out Tofik at the pay-per-view. We had Benson Hicks winning that dumpster match against Sweetcox. Then we had Tony Rizzo picking up a victory in the six-man tag where he defeated the SJPW Dojo alongside flips per second. And then he went on to defeat in a non-title match the SJPW champion Shang Li. Tony Rizzo is on a huge roll. And speaking of being on a huge roll, and still world champion Dirty Dawn. But when it comes to the new champs, we have the Exiled, new tag team champions. They tapped out the Game Changers. And then after that tag team match, Jacob Akane returned. He was out for nearly a year, but now he is back. And the most shocking thing to happen at the Urban Warfare pay-per-view was Sergio Gomez lost the Kiss My Ass match. He was thoroughly embarrassed on pay-per-view. But as we mentioned, we have new tag team champions. And when it comes to new champs here in BCW, there is the championship clause that when the new champions are crowned, they get to decide if the old champs get a automatic rematch. And we're going to find out right here tonight if the Exiled are going to give the Game Changers that... Oh, here we go.
I said I was going to get revenge on everyone who has wronged me, and I did. We put Jacob Akane on the shelf, and then we beat the Game Changers and captured the BCW World Tag Team titles. Now the real fun begins here in BCW. Now is when everyone is going to try to figure out how to beat the Exile. Now is when everyone is going to try to think of a way to beat the team which is brains and brawn. Well, let me give you a heads up so you don't hurt yourself. You can't. We are unstoppable, and that is everyone's worst nightmare. So, Jacob Akane, good luck trying to find a partner because no one will ever team with you. And Game Changers, we wanted to let you know about your tag team title rematch.
Not going to happen.
Not because we are afraid, but because we beat you so easily at the pay-per-view that you need to impress us. If you want these tag titles back, you are going to have to be more violent and dangerous than you ever have been, because the only way we are losing these titles is if we die in the ring. Can you say the same? Until you can, you are not getting a rematch.
Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 465 pounds, Adam Ace and the real deal Jason Shields, the Game Changer.
Well, here we go. We just heard from Xander of the Exiled, not giving the former champs an automatic rematch, but we have the former champs right here. After losing those tag titles, they wanted to be the first match out after the Urban Warfare pay-per-view. I think whether they were getting a rematch or not, they want to get back in the ring. They want to get back to their winning ways. They only have one loss, and that was at the pay-per-view where they lost their tag titles. Can the Game Changers get back on track here tonight?
Please welcome the SJPW Dojo.
And here we go. We have the former SJPW Dojo students, Kinzoku on the left, Shizu on the right. They, of course, have severed ways with Steel Dragon in the SJPW Dojo. They are now unsigned free agents in the market, and if they can come in here and beat the Game Changers, that would be a huge caveat, a huge feather in their cap. And I'm sure management would pick up their contracts if they can bump off the former BCW World Tag Team Champions.
Fight!
here we go. The bell is rung. The match is underway. We have the former champs, the Game Changers in green, fighting out of the blue corner, and out of the red corner in the white and black, we have Shizu and Kenzoku. We have Kenzoku starting it off, and he makes a quick tag to Shizu right away. Going for a big doomsday device right off the bat. That is how you fight the Game Changers. And a big ripcord elbow. Oh, and went for that back moonsault. That is what you bring to the Game Changers. You bring it hard and fast. Jason Shields with a beautiful jumping kick there. Both these teams coming out a million miles a minute. Both teams have a lot on the line in this match. Of course, the Game Changers, they only have one loss in BCW. It was at the pay-per-view where they lost to the Exiled. They lost their tag titles. So they are looking to get back to their winning ways here tonight. They are a team that is not accustomed to losing. So we're going to see if they can get back on track tonight. But in terms of Shizu and Kenzoku, it could be the perfect storm for them to pick up a victory. The Game Changers, definitely when you lose your tag titles, when you experience your first loss, you are going to be a bit rattled. You're going to start questioning your game. You're going to start questioning your strategies. Are they going to make any adjustments? Or are they going to stick to their original game plans? And if they do make those adjustments, are they going to be adjustments in the right or wrong direction? We're going to find out here tonight. So lots at stake in our opening contest, the Game Changers and Shizu and Kenzoku. And as we can see there too, we have all the results from the pay-per-view. If you missed it, go back, check it out. It was a 3-night event with 3 pre-shows, and it did not disappoint. There were some absolute bangers. There were some surprises. And as we've seen, there was that Kiss My Ass match. Dirty Don retained his title. New tag champs. Jacob Akane returned. There is so much that happened at the Urban Warfare pay-per-view. We tried to catch up at the beginning. We're going to try to catch up later on throughout the night, but it was a jam-packed 3-night event. Check it out if you haven't, and if you did check it out, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And what I'm talking about here is a curb stomp that Adam Ace calls the Rage Quit. Goes for the cover. Kenzoku in to break it up and save his partner Shizu. Adam Ace makes the tag to Jason Shields. Jason Shields getting in the ring here. And he's juking and driving there. Don't know if that's smart. I know you want to get hyped. I know you want to get the fans in your corner, but Shizu and Kenzoku, they were trained in Japan. It has been well documented their past with Steel Dragon and just how they were trained, but they are technically sound. They're super fast. They're super dangerous. They know how to pick a body apart, and that was a beautiful, real fast float over into the DDT. That had a lot of momentum. That had a lot of torque. That had a beautiful rotation. Shizu makes the tag to Kenzoku. Kenzoku in the ring now. He's a little bigger, a little stronger than Shizu. He is the power game of the team. And Adam Ace is a little bigger than Jason Shields, so makes the tag opts to have the 2 biggest men on their respective teams in the ring here. Not a bad strategy there. Goes for a beautiful chop. And a big exploder in the corner, just rocking Kenzoku. Having your head hit like that and your feet get all knocked up in the ropes, that's going to do some damage, and right to the shoulder blade. Speaking of damage, shoots the half, goes for the quick pin. Shizu nowhere to be found, and Kenzoku manages to kick out. Both these teams are going a mile a minute. This is fast and furious for this opener. Both teams have a lot to prove. Of course, if you're a free agent like Shizu and Kenzoku, you want to be on the BCW roster. You want to be tied to one of the premier wrestling companies in the world. You want those BCW World Tag Team titles. And if you're an unsigned free agent, you are definitely going to get the attention of management, knocking off the former champs. The Game Changers are 9-1-1 here in BCW. They are our first ever BCW World Tag Team Champions. They have looked absolutely amazing. The only team that has really looked better than the Game Changers has been the Exiled, our new Tag Team Champions. Beautiful maneuver there, but Adam Ace just right there to break it up. Goes for that moonsault again and misses. Jason Shields has that moonsault scouted to perfection. Big club to the back of the neck. And of course, Jason Shields, he has that super kick. He's been winning matches, winning singles and tag matches with it. Oh, but beautiful Rana there. The speed of a Shizu. He is the faster on the team. Oh, but he went to the well too many times. He went for it a second time, and that was too many times. Jason Shields saw that second Rana coming, reversed it into that flop right on the ropes. I thought he was going for a power bomb, but inverted it, hit him with it, knocked that neck up on the ropes, that face. Immediately had to tag out and gets Kinzoku in. Is he going for a super kick here, setting up in the corner? Nope. Opts to very cautiously go in and hit him with that knee. Smart move. Could have been playing possum. 2. Kinzoku could have been playing possum. Jason Shields, he was very cautious going in there. Maybe a little more cautious than the Game Changers have been. Is that part of their strategy? Is that part of... Oh, and a beautiful camera angle there. Big DDT on the outside. Jason Shields has got to capitalize now, and a big super kick he does. Goes for the cover. Could this be it? Adam Ace in to protect him too. Got him. Game Changers improved to 10-1-1 here in BCW. That was just tag team wrestling to perfection. Took the second man out on the outside, hit that big super kick, knocked out Kinzoku, and got the pin. The Game Changers get back to their winning ways. And when you get hit with a kick like that, you can see his face. That is brutal. Game Changers pick up the win, get back to the... Oh, here we go. NSFW with the sneak attack. NSFW just stomping them out. Of course, that one draw in the Game Changers record came from NSFW. NSFW coming out here making a statement here tonight. Alright, and we have match number 2 tonight. Victor Payne taking on Slug. Of course, Victor Payne secured another victory at the Urban Warfare pay-per-view when he choked out top contender Tofik. Can Victor Payne keep it rolling tonight against Slug? Or will unsigned free agent Slug pick up the biggest victory and the biggest upset here in BCW? We're going to find out.
Introducing the man known as Slug.
Here we go. Slug is making his way to the ring. He competed at the Urban Warfare pay-per-view and he came up short against the Great Gomez. The Great Gomez, though, has about 35 years of experience, and that experience edge was just a little too much for Slug, but he is a big man. He is 300 pounds. He is all muscle. He has the strength to get the job done with the big boys. Can he get it done against the biggest boy in BCW?
He stands a towering 6 feet 9 inches tall and weighing in at 375 pounds. He is a freestyle wrestler who comes to us from Berlin, Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Victor Payne.
And here he comes making his way to the ring. Victor Payne, no sense of urgency, taking his time to get to the ring. Of course, when he gets in the ring, it is absolutely brutal, all the moves he can do to you. If you are an opponent of Victor Payne, you do not want him coming to the ring with any sense of urgency. It just buys you a few more minutes to contemplate your strategy and try to figure out a way to beat this big man. No one has figured out how to beat him yet. Can Slug come up with the winning formula here tonight? Here we go, the referee calls for the bell and Slug just pushes Victor Payne. Referee gets inadvertently knocked down. I don't think Slug was going for the referee on that one. I think that was just an unexpected casualty, but now they're on the outside of the ring and Victor Payne has picked up Slug and he just power bombs him on the apron and spins him around. This is not the start that Slug wanted. I think Slug wanted to come out fast. He wanted to hit Victor Payne. He wanted to attack him where no one else has attacked him. Usually people are afraid of Victor Payne, so I think it's a smart strategy going after the 6'9", 375 pounder, but that one backfired. That powerbomb was brutal. Slug gets a big boot there though. Can he turn the tide? Oh, and he picks him up with a huge German suplex there. Oh, and just picks him up, and this is the strength I was talking about. Even though Victor Payne has about 75 pounds on Slug, Slug could be a weightlifter. He definitely doesn't have the chiseled body, but that is just straight up strongman strength. He's not ripped, he's not cut, but man, does he have strength. Those suplexes and those throws on Victor Payne, there are few men in the world who could do that. And a big splash in the corner. Of course, Slug has faced big men before. We've seen him in the ring with the Great Gomez at the pay-per-view. Great Gomez runs about 300. We've seen him face Jacob Akane, who runs about 350. So Slug is very accustomed to facing the big boys. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Victor Payne gets out at 2. And right here, rapid fire. A lot of aggression from Slug. We saw at the pay-per-view that Slug, he was playing it up to the crowd. He was really distracted. It was the biggest match of his career on the biggest stage, and I think he let his emotions get the better of him. He was playing it up to the crowd way too much at the pay-per-view, and he got caught. But here tonight, he is all aggression. He is nose to the grindstone. He knows that if he wants to face the top talents in BCW, he has got to be focused. And he is looking really good here tonight. Of course, right as I say that, gets goozled and just gets slammed to hell with that choke slam. Victor Payne, he can do, even when he does so few moves, they do a lot of damage, just like this one. This is how we beat Tofik at the pay-per-view. He has been choking people out since day one. Slug gets the rollout, though. That was desperation. You cannot be in that hold. I think Tofik at the pay-per-view was in that hold just a little bit longer than Slug, and Tofik tapped out. It's either you tap out or you pass out, because Victor Payne, with all that height, all that leverage, and all that strength, when he gets that submission on, you have seconds before you are out or choked out. Oh, and here we go. Slug playing it up to the crowd again, but he's got to get on it, and he does! Was not expecting that suicide dive. That is 300 pounds. And Slug, other than just a moment ago where he had just a little bit of playing it up to the crowd, he has been nose to the grindstone, and it is paying dividends. Big damage here on the outside. A lot of big moves in short succession from Slug to Victor Payne. Slug is doing extremely well, and of course at the pay-per-view, it was a true hoss battle between Victor Payne and Tofik. And Tofik may have done a little more damage than we realized to Victor Payne, so this could be prime for Slug. And much like in our last match, Slug is an unsigned free agent. You beat the undefeated Victor Payne, you are at the top of the card. You will definitely be signed. I can guarantee if you beat Victor Payne, you will be signed by BCW. Victor Payne with just a huge elbow. He is almost 7 foot tall. When he puts that elbow up above his head, that's about 8 feet in the air that elbow is coming crashing down. And just slams him right there. The pain on Slug's face. You are 8 feet in the air and you have 375 pounds coming crashing down on you. Oh, and he's going here. Slowing it down. Thought he was going for that abdominal snowman, but opts to grab the leg too. Really stretching it out, and of course, heavyweights are usually the least flexible on the roster, and with these two, they are super heavyweights. So not a bad idea to try and stretch out that stomach, that chest, that arm, that quad, that leg. Really, you're stretching the whole body. So very cerebral move there by Victor Payne, very calculated. And just the opposite of being calculated, Slug with just the big power moves. Speaking of power there, Victor Payne just throws him off. Throws that leg out, and Slug's face just whiplashes into the canvas. Victor Payne is really picking up some momentum now. Oh, it looked like he was going for that choke. Slug reversed into a double leg takedown. Now Slug is starting to get some momentum. This is the closest I think Victor Payne has ever been to being beaten. Can he get him here too? Oh. That was a 2.8, 2.9. Slug is getting real close. A few more big moves, and he will have done enough to beat Victor Payne. But Victor Payne, right as I say that, a huge power bomb right near the edge of the apron. Oh, and he's got it locked in now. I think after that power bomb, it is over. And he gets him. Look at that. Throws him away. Wow, Victor Payne 11-0. Victor Payne, no one can figure out how to beat him. He is so big, he is so strong. And what really makes Victor Payne so effective is with that size, with that strength, with that weight. Whatever your game plan is, you cannot execute it. Throw it out the window. You are going to have to find some other way to beat Victor Payne. Too big, too strong. The proof is in the pudding. 11-0 says everything you need to know. Victor Payne with another victory here tonight.
Dirty Don, you are delusional. I saw your press conference after the pay-per-view and it was appalling. You think BCW needs you as the world champion? They don't. BCW doesn't need you turning this company into a circus. I personally take exception to all the underhanded tactics you use because while I'm training my students to use honor and sportsmanship to win matches, they see you acting like a damn clown. Well, it all ends tonight. I asked for a match and it was granted by Mr. GM. Tonight it will be a 6-man tag team match. Flips per second and myself will take on you, Dirty Don, and Hard Limit in the main event. Dirty Don, you made some repulsive comments at the press conference and pissed me off, so let's see if you can back up your words tonight.
Well, there we go. We have the main event here tonight set. But up next, we have a real treat. It is Liam Connors taking on Byron Cassidy. Both these men are two of the best submission specialists on the roster. Liam Connors, he has that MMA style background, which is where his submissions come from. Byron Cassidy, he has that British catch-as-can submission style. Liam Connors, Byron Cassidy in our third contest here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liam No Honor Connors.
And here we go, Liam Connors. As you can see right there, he earned his first win at the Urban Warfare pay-per-view. He beat Pedro Loco. He's had a big, long losing streak, but he snapped that, and he's looking to get on the winning track against Byron Cassidy here tonight. He's already got one win under his belt, and sometimes just getting over that mental hurdle, getting that one win to break a losing streak is enough to get you back on track. Can he keep it rolling here tonight?
He stands 6 feet tall and weighing 230 pounds. He is a shoot wrestler and submission specialist. He is the Butcher, Byron Cassidy.
And here we go, Byron Cassidy. He was victorious at the Urban Warfare pay-per-view in the Kiss My Ass match against Sergio Gomez. Thoroughly embarrassed Sergio, and of course, as we all know, Sergio, the one thing that he cannot stand is to be disrespected. It is to be embarrassed. And for the world to see at the pay-per-view, he was thoroughly embarrassed with Byron, just sticking his butt all in his face in the corner. And here we go, the bell is rung, the match is underway. Liam No Honor Connors taking on the Butcher, Byron Cassidy, in what could be a submission catch-as-catch-can classic. Of course, both these men are also quite adept at the striking game, but the submissions are where their bread and butter is. Will this be a submission battle here tonight? Or will one of these men, or perhaps even both of them, throw a monkey wrench in the works and do something completely different just like that? Liam Connors with a running, flying knee that Byron did not see coming, I did not see coming. Wow, Liam was so fast on that, and I think just by seeing a move like that happen, I think Liam has a confidence that he did not have when he was on that losing streak. Sometimes getting that one win can really snap you back on track. Playing a bit of cat and mouse with the in and out here. Oh, and Liam Connors again, brutal knee. And I think that's the strategy of Liam. Throw the submissions out the window and just go for those brutal, stiff kicks to the face of Byron. Liam, of course, is a phenomenal kicker. He does have those kicks at his disposal. Goes for the cover. Byron picks up at 2. Liam Connors has those kicks at his disposal. And and here we go. Picture in picture here. We have Sergio Gomez talking to Mr. GM backstage. Just have the camera on there. I don't know what he's saying, but he looks absolutely pissed. Well, we're going to find out what develops with Sergio Gomez and Mr. GM here tonight, but Sergio looks pissed. It looks like he's telling Mr. GM something. We're going to have to find out what exactly that is. As we mentioned, and as we all seen from the video clips, Sergio Gomez losing the Kiss My Ass match, the ultimate embarrassment. Looks like Sergio has something planned with Mr. GM, and he did not look happy. He looked like he was fuming, so we're going to see what develops there. But back to this match, Byron shoots the half, goes for the cover, checks his progress. 2 count there, and Liam kicks out with authority. Byron to the second rope, telling him to get up, just baiting him in, and he crowns him. Crowns him there, drags him away from the ropes. Is Byron perhaps going for a submission here? But Liam, I think Liam might have sensed that he could have been going for submission. Got off the ground to avoid it. Smart maneuver there from Liam. If you think someone's going for a submission, just get up or get to the ropes. Do everything you can, because you do not. Oh, and Byron weakening up the leg there. Byron has that STF maneuver that he calls the bone flied and tied, the BFT. Whereas Liam Connors, when he does submissions, it's usually a leg lock or that octopus. Oh, and here we go, the bone flied and tied. Just speaking of it, Byron gets it locked in. Liam's very, very close to the ropes, though. Can he get a rope or can he break out of it? Opts to get the grip broken. Oh, and he goes for the big takedown there. Liam Connors, I think maybe if this... Oh, and he goes for the octopus there. Reverses and hits him with the octopus. Both these men trading off their signature submissions. And I think when you have two submission guys in the ring, they are not looking for the ropes. They are looking to show their opponent that they can get out of their finisher without the assist of the ropes, and goes for the cover here. That's a finisher used at the pay-per-view. 2.5 there. That is a new wrinkle to Liam Connors' game that he brought out at the Urban Warfare pay-per-view. That double underhook pile driver, almost akin to the world champion Dirty Don's Dirty Driver. I think Liam might have took a page out of Dirty Don's book, because that Dirty Driver has been winning matches for Dirty Don. He used it to retain his title at the pay-per-view, and that is exactly the type of maneuver that Liam Connors needs to add to his repertoire, and he has introduced it at the pay-per-view. Won the first match that he used it in, defeating Pedro Loco. And now these two submission specialists are fighting on the outside. Are they going to try and get it back in the ring, or is Liam Connors... Oh, a big haymaker there. And of course, up next, the main event, that 6-man tag team match. It will be Dirty Don, Sweetcox, and The Tool taking on the BCW Dojo, which of course is Tony Rizzo, PJ Parker, and Will Roberts. Oh, and Liam just telling him to get in, now taunted him. Liam, he gets one win, and he is getting maybe a little too cocky. Taking out that shoulder there. Shot to the spine, throws him in the ropes, and a big knee again. Byron can only take so many of those knees. Eventually, you're going to get knocked out. 2. Byron, just enough life left in him, and Liam is getting furious. Liam has got to be thinking, what more do I got to do to beat Byron? Byron with the beautiful Northern Lights. Did not have the strength or the stamina, perhaps, to complete the bridge. Perhaps saving up his stamina for this one. Oh, it looked like he was going for the butcher's block. Liam counters and hits him in that back leg. Byron has had knee problems in the past. Still has that one leg wrapped up. Oh, and here we go. Trying for it a second time. The butcher's block. All that torque, all that momentum, all that force just slamming right into the back. But Liam manages to kick out. And a big shot to the back of the head. It's the shots you don't see coming that do the most damage, and he's going to feel this one coming. The bone flied and tied, just cranking on it. And Liam Connors taps out. What a victory for Byron Cassidy, tapping out a submission specialist. That is a huge win. Byron has 2 big back-to-back wins. He beat Sergio at the pay-per-view, and he tapped out Liam Connors here tonight. Wow. Byron is getting on a big roll here in BCW. He had a bit of a rocky patch, but you would not know it with the victories that he is putting together.
Here is your winner by submission, Byron Cassidy.
Oh, and here we go. Sergio Gomez on the stage. This rivalry is not over between these two wrestlers. And Byron is happy to oblige if Sergio Gomez is going to come out here and talk trash. We still don't know what Sergio and Mr. GM were talking about backstage, but it doesn't matter now. We got to get refs and security to break these two up. BCW is not big enough for these two with the rivalry as heated as they have.
The following contest is your main event of the evening and will be a 6-man tag match.
Alright, and here we go. Main event time. The Dirty Dynasty of Dirty Dawn and Hard Limit will be taking on the BCW Dojo. 6-man tag team match, 30-minute time limit, one fall to a finish. Who is the best 3-person faction here in BCW? We're going to find out in the main event here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the undisputed BCW World Heavyweight Champion, Dirty Dawn.
And here they are, the Dirty Dynasty. Sweetcock's on the left, the Tool on the right, and Dirty Dawn, the BCW World Champion in the middle. And we have a great camera shot where the camera crew zoomed into Dirty Dawn's face. That is all from Kensho. All those kicks, all those punches, all those strikes that happened at the Urban Warfare pay-per-view. Dirty Dawn's face is an absolute mess. He has 2 black eyes. He has the swelling on the cheek and the head. He has contusions and bruises. But he is here tonight to get in the ring and compete, and I'm sure Dirty Dawn thought he would have the night off. But after all the shenanigans and all the tactics that he used at the pay-per-view to try and get the win and retain his title, Mr. GM has put him in action here tonight.
Making their way to the ring from the BCW Dojo, flips per second, FPS. And Mr. Tony Rizzo.
And here they are, the BCW Dojo. Both Flips Per Second and Tony Rizzo have been on a roll as of late. Flips Per Second had a rough patch, but they went through that extensive training course with Tony Rizzo just a few weeks back. He said he was going to re-debut Flips Per Second with a new, more aggressive style, and he has delivered on that. And Tony Rizzo has been on fire lately too, but this match is underway. We have Tony Rizzo taking on the Tool as the 2 men to start off this match, and of course the big asterisk in this one is going to be Dirty Dawn in his face. He looks like he is in no real shape to compete with all those contusions and bruises, cuts all over his face from all the kicks from Kensho. So will the lion's share of this match be done by the Tool and Sweetcocks? I think it will be. I don't even know if Dirty Dawn has said for them to even tag him in. We have seen that before when it was Dirty Dawn and Hard Limit teaming up. It was all the way back in episode 8 they teamed up. And in that match, Dirty Dawn did about one move. He ran across the ring, punched Byron in the face, immediately tagged out, and we did not see Dirty Dawn tag into that match for the duration. So I think it could be much of the same here. Dirty Dawn has a legit reason here tonight, though. His face looks absolutely disgusting. So we're going to see what plays out here. But in terms of a physical mismatch, Tony Rizzo has about probably 100 pounds on the Tool. But the Tool just hitting him with that big elbow strike, and he tags in the big man. Now we got the two biggest men on each respective team going at it here. Tony Rizzo and Sweetcox have faced each other one-on-one in the past, and it was Sweetcox that came out with the victory. It was all that groin-based offense that Sweetcox has. He used it against Tony Rizzo, and he picked up the win, so I think that is why the Tool tagged in Sweetcox here. If nothing else, a bit of a mental edge, knowing that he has beaten Tony Rizzo before, but that was the Tony Rizzo of over a year ago. Now Tony Rizzo, he is absolutely on the biggest roll of his career. He has beaten Steel Dragon. He has beat the SJPW Dojo in a 6-man tag. He has beaten, in a non-title match, the SJPW World Champion. Tony Rizzo's on the best run of his career, and he is looking to extend that here tonight with his two pupils, PJ Parker and Will Roberts. And much like when they face each other before, this is just a hoss battle. This is two big, meaty men getting in the ring and slapping meat, and tags in PJ Parker. And of course, one of the first big rivalries here when BCW kicked off was hard limit and flips per second. They're reigniting that rivalry here tonight, and I think PJ Parker wants a little bit of the Tool. Both these men look like they could almost be mirror matches of each other. This is, if you take a character and one goes down the path of light and one goes down the path of darkness, it looks like. Oh, and beautiful drop kick into that standing shooting star, and that's why they call them flips per second. They do moves like that at will, and a big, speaking of Will Roberts coming in for that big Rana. But the Tool, he is in the wrong part of town. Will Roberts just slamming him into that corner bead, just letting him fall, letting gravity do his work for him. The Tool, there we go. I was just going to say, the Tool's got to get back in the ring, and he's got to get away from the blue corner. Picks him up there and flops him down. Tool takes him into the corner. Tags in Sweetcox. Dirty Don, the BCW World Champion, has not seen any action in this contest as of yet. Not surprising. But what is surprising is the power of Sweetcox, just ramming those shoulders into the midsection of Will Roberts. And look at the speed there. Referee can't even get into position to get a hand on the mat before PJ Parker bursts in, no clips in. So fast as flips per second, it is going to be real hard to get a pinfall on that team if you have Will Roberts and or PJ Parker on the apron. They are so fast. But how do you counter speed? And that is power. If you can take out the vertical base of flips per second, it's going to make it real hard for them to flip, flop, and fly around the ring. PJ Parker back in. Goes for the wheelbarrow DDT on Sweetcox. That had some real crisp snap to it. And just a shot to the back, and I think those are the kind of moves that Tony Rizzo has really imparted to flips per second. You can do all the flip-flop and fly moves. You can take those high risks, but you gotta balance it with something simple, something that you can execute over and over again that's not going to do any damage to you, but it's going to do damage to your opponent. And I think a stiff kick to the back is exactly it, and a code breaker there. Oh, and Sweetcox desperation tags into the BCW World Champion, Dirty Don. Oh, and a big DDT right on his already bruised up face. PJ Parker, can he capitalize? Goes for the cover. This could be it. One move could put Dirty Don out tonight. Dirty Don shrugs it off. With your face as badly brutalized as Dirty Don's face is, one or two moves to the face could be enough to take out the champ, and that would be a huge feather in the cap of a PJ Parker. A young rookie, just in his first year of training. Oh, but Dirty Don with a dragon suplex. Showing why he's the champ. Injuries be damned. He will not let a rookie do that to him. He will not be disrespected. wow, if Tony Rizzo, PJ Parker, or Will Roberts can get a victory over the champ, even in a 6-man tag, that would be huge. And there has been no better night to get a pinfall or a submission on the champ than it is right now. His face looks absolutely like it looks like hamburger meat, to be honest. 2 black eyes, contusions, cuts. He has that band-aid on his head. All you got to do is get him in the ring, and that is easier said than done. Dirty Don, he was in the ring for about 30 seconds before immediately tagging out after taking that brutal DDT. Oh, and here we go, a bear hug. This could be all that's needed to beat the Tool. Could pop a spine, you can crush his vertebrae. You have some of those small ribs right at the bottom there that he could just crush, and Tony Rizzo all over Dirty Don. I think Dirty Don knew that he was going to break it up. Oh, and Dirty Don with the distractions. We get a tag into Sweet Cox. But a big, huge lariat. This could be it. Dirty Don's got to get back before he can get back in. BCW Dojo pick up the win. Tony Rizzo keeps that roll going. And look at this here. That rocks Sweet Cox. That could have been a knockout. Technically registered as a pin, but that could have been a knockout. The force from a 300-pounder like that, hitting Sweet Cox and turning out a 300-pounder. Big victory here tonight. Tony Rizzo gathering no moss because he is on a roll. BCW Dojo pick up a massive victory here tonight against the champ and his goon squad. Wow. Alright, and here we go with the results here tonight. We had the Game Changers improving to 10-1-1. They defeated Shizu and Kinzoku, formerly of the SJPW Dojo. Then in a match that was a lot closer than I think people were going to give it credit for, Victor Payne picks up the victory against Slug. But the unsigned free agent Slug looked real good in that one. Gave Victor Payne a run for his money. Then we had Byron Cassidy picking up the submission victory against a submission specialist, Liam Connors. But it was the post-match brawl that really defined that one. And then as we just seen in our main event, Dirty Don and Hard Limit took on Mr. Tony Rizzo in flips per second. It was Dirty Don with his beat-up face. He only saw about 30 seconds of action. But it was Tony Rizzo on the biggest roll of his life, picked up a massive victory. Next time on BCW episode 27, we have the return of the redneck Benson Hicks. Benson Hicks makes his return to action next week. And then after his loss to Dirty Don for the world title at the pay-per-view, we're going to hear from Kensho next week. And this just signed 2 out of 3 falls match, NSFW versus the Game Changers. And in what will be a huge match that we just got confirmation on, a loser leaves match next week. Sergio Gomez and Byron Cassidy. BCW is not big enough for these 2 wrestlers. One will be leaving next week. Who will it be? Tune in. Loser leaves match on the next episode. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.